Hello, wonderful people of the world. Welcome to our channel where we try to quench your curiosity. Today we'll be embarking on a geological journey to Africa to explore the intriguing tale of its tectonic split. We'll be delving into the geographical aspects of where exactly the African continent is splitting apart and which countries are bearing the brunt of this continental shift. So buckle up as we dive into Africa's tectonic tale. Our journey begins with the Great Rift Valley, a massive geographical feature that stretches from Lebanon in Asia to Mozambique in Southeast Africa. This colossal formation, running over 6,000 kilometers, is a remarkable spectacle of nature's power and creativity. But what exactly is the Great Rift Valley? It's a series of connected valleys which are essentially large depressions in the Earth's crust. These valleys are formed by the movement of tectonic plates, the giant puzzle pieces that make up the surface of our planet. In the case of the Great Rift Valley, it's the African plate that's doing all the moving. You see, the African plate isn't one whole piece, it's actually made up of two parts. The Nubian plate to the west and the Somali plate to the east. And these two parts are moving away from each other. This movement, happening over millions of years, is what's causing the African continent to split apart. This splitting, also known as rifting, is a slow and gradual process. To give you some perspective, the Somali and Nubian plates move apart at about the same speed that your fingernails grow. That's around 2 to 2.5 centimeters per year. But over millions of years, these small movements add up. And that's how we end up with features like the Great Rift Valley. And it's not just about the splitting. This rifting process also leads to other geological activities. For example, as the plates move apart, magma from deep within the Earth's mantle rises to fill the gap. This leads to volcanic activity and the formation of new crust. So, the Great Rift Valley isn't just a static feature on our planet's surface. It's a dynamic, ever-changing landscape that's constantly being reshaped by the forces of nature. It's a place where we can witness the slow but relentless march of geological time. The Rift Valley is therefore not just a geographical feature, it's a living testament to the constant evolution of our planet. Now, let's take a dive into the countries that are directly affected by this continental split. Starting with East Africa, we find Ethiopia at the heart of the action. This landlocked country is home to the Afar Depression, where the Arabian, Nubian, and Somali plates meet. It's a geologic wonder, a place where the Earth's crust is thinning and breaking apart. Here, the land is gradually sinking, creating a new ocean basin over millions of years. Moving southward, we reach Kenya. The Great Rift Valley, which runs through the country, is a testament to the tectonic forces at work. The valley is a dramatic scar on the Earth's surface, a constant reminder of the rift's presence. From the highlands of Kenya to the soda lakes that attract millions of flamingos, the Rift Valley has shaped Kenya's landscape in profound ways. Finally, we arrive at Somalia, located in the Horn of Africa. This country lies on the Somali Plate, which is moving away from the African mainland. The Gulf of Aden, separating Somalia from Yemen, is widening year by year, evidence of the ongoing tectonic split. But it doesn't stop there. This split isn't just a local phenomenon affecting a handful of countries. It's part of a larger tectonic puzzle involving the entire African continent. The ripples of this tectonic activity extend far beyond the borders of Ethiopia, Kenya, and Somalia. For instance, the African plates movement affects the adjacent Arabian and Indian plates, potentially influencing seismic activity in regions as far away as the Middle East and the Indian subcontinent. In essence, the splitting of Africa is a global event, a dramatic chapter in our planet's ever-evolving geologic story. It's a reminder of the dynamic world we live on, where even the ground beneath our feet is in constant motion. The effects of this tectonic activity are not confined to these countries alone, but have far-reaching impacts. Understanding these impacts is crucial, not just for the countries directly affected, but for all of us who share this interconnected and ever-changing planet. While the splitting of a continent may sound dramatic, it is a natural process caused by tectonic forces. Now let's delve deeper into what's causing this dramatic shift. The African continent is splitting apart due to the movement of the Earth's crust, a phenomenon known as tectonic activity. The Earth's crust is broken into several large and small pieces known as tectonic plates, which are constantly moving, albeit very slowly. In Africa, the Nubian and Somali tectonic plates are moving away from each other. causing the East African Rift system. But what's driving these plates apart? It's primarily the heat from the Earth's core that generates convection currents within the mantle, the layer just beneath the crust. These currents push the molten rock or magma upwards where it cools and solidifies, creating a new crust. This process, known as volcanic activity, is another major cause of the split. Now, what are the consequences of this continental rift? The immediate ones are geological events such as earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Earthquakes occur due to the release of stress that builds up as the tectonic plates move. Volcanic eruptions happen when the upward moving magma breaks through the Earth's crust. Both earthquakes and volcanic eruptions can have devastating effects. They can destroy infrastructure, disrupt lives, and even lead to loss of life. However, it's important to remember that these events occur over millions of years, and the changes are so slow that they are hardly noticeable in a human lifetime. Yet, these disruptions also have a silver lining. The volcanic soil is exceptionally fertile, and over time it can give rise to rich agricultural lands. Additionally, the formation of new landmasses can lead to the creation of new habitats for wildlife, promoting biodiversity. Moreover, the rift system itself is a treasure trove for geologists and paleontologists. It provides a window into the Earth's past, offering clues about the evolution of our planet and the life it harbors. These natural processes, while disruptive, are part of the Earth's dynamic geological story. The splitting of Africa doesn't just affect the geological landscape, it also has significant environmental impacts. As the continent drifts apart, the shifting tectonic plates are causing a ripple effect that touches every corner of the environment. Let's begin with the weather patterns. As the rift widens, it's altering the topography of the land. This change in physical geography has a direct impact on regional climates. For instance, the creation of new, lower-lying areas could potentially alter wind patterns and rainfall distribution. As the rift continues its journey, we may witness the birth of new microclimates in these regions, each with its unique weather characteristics. But the story doesn't end with the weather. The splitting of Africa is also leaving an indelible mark on the continent's rich wildlife. The change in land configuration and the creation of new habitats are forcing many species to adapt to new environments. For some, this might open up new opportunities. For others, it could mean a struggle for survival. Take the case of the African elephant, for instance. These magnificent creatures rely on well-defined migratory routes for their survival. But as the rift expands, these routes could be disrupted, potentially leading to a decline in elephant populations. On the other hand, the creation of new water bodies could provide a haven for aquatic species, giving rise to new ecosystems. It's not all doom and gloom though. The splitting of Africa is also providing us with a unique opportunity to study how species adapt to rapid environmental changes. Scientists from around the world are closely monitoring these developments, their findings adding to our understanding of evolution and adaptation in the face of geological upheavals. So the tectonic tale of Africa is not just about the splitting of a continent. It's about understanding how our planet evolves and how its inhabitants, from the smallest microbe to the largest elephant, adapt to these changes. The tectonic tale of Africa is therefore not just a story of rocks and rifts, but also of climates and creatures. As we've seen, the splitting of the African continent is a monumental event with far-reaching impacts. This tectonic tale, written over millions of years, is transforming the face of our planet, reshaping Africa's physical geography, and having profound effects on its environment and wildlife. Let's recap our journey. We started with the African Rift, a massive geological feature stretching from the Red Sea down to Mozambique. This is the birthplace of the split, the seam where Africa is gradually tearing apart. Next, we ventured into the countries affected by this tectonic movement. Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, to name a few, are witnessing firsthand the slow but steady reformation of their landscapes. We discussed the causes and consequences of this continental divide, delving into the science of plate tectonics and the effects of volcanic activity. We then moved on to the environmental impact. The splitting of the continent is reshaping ecosystems, influencing weather patterns, and impacting the wildlife that calls Africa home. We also touched on the effects on the Asian continent and the Indo-Australian plate. emphasizing that the repercussions of this event reach far beyond Africa's borders. Thank you for joining us on this tectonic tour of Africa. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating and interesting videos. Until next time, keep exploring.